Hi, can you state your name, please?
Linda Braacsh.
Hi, Linda. So you were here during TMI?
Yes, I was. We had just moved into our house in Middletown in '76, and we were here during the 3 Mile Island accident. Yes.
Okay, and your husband, does he work around the area?
He was at the time he was a radio announcer and program director at WKBO. Dan Steele was his professional name.
Okay, and how did you guys, did you leave the area or what happened? I guess with WKBO, you must have known about it right away.
Well, we did know about it on Wednesday morning, and I had a couple people telling me I should leave, and I had the mindset that our government wouldn't let anything bad happen to us, and I had been outside gardening. I was pregnant at the time, and so there was some concern, but I think we had our lives to live and not to be fearful of something that we didn't really know was actually bad happening.
So you weren't told that it was dangerous when you were gardening?
Well, that was part of what my life was. I was outside working in the yard, and they had told us that there was an accident, radiation releases at TMI. But they were also telling us that it was all under control and there was nothing danger to the public. So it wasn't until Friday morning, when my husband had already left town for a business meeting that he had, that I was at a bowling, and all of a sudden sirens started going off, and the realization that something was very wrong, and hearing that pregnant women and preschoolers should leave the area. And I could see the towers. 5 miles. What's 5 miles when you're talking about the air?
So wait, Linda, how long after it really happened did you find out, being right there?
I knew about it when it happened.
But
I didn't do anything physically about it, other than we had a basketball game with the radio station on that Thursday night, and then Friday morning was when everything kind of blew up in the sense of real concern.
So they never really made you feel that there was any concern at all?
No, other than people calling me from outside the area saying, well, how come you're still there?
You mean outside? You got a sense
Outside.
that they heard otherwise than what you did?
In other states, yes. It was like in other states. And then it was on Friday morning when I had to figure out how to evacuate. And my son, who was 10 at the time, was in Middletown at school. And I'm thinking, I can't go closer to Middletown being pregnant. Then that's when all my nursing understanding of radiation and everything started taking place, because it was there was actual fear there that something was wrong, and we had been, contaminated, that there was radiation in the air. So what happened was I had friends happen by, blessed by that, and they went down, picked my son up, brought him home. I got things ready and fell to my knees, actually, in fear. When I think about it now, it brings back a lot of memories, because you're all alone and you're pregnant,
your husband
and
was
you
gone
think
to
to
work.
yourself, what did I do to my child by being out there gardening and all the things that. But what ends up happening is I was able to leave the area, and naturally I cried the whole way home almost, and my son says, are we going to die? And things like that, and the emotion takes over of the situation. And I went to New Jersey to my parents' house, and I stayed there for 10 days. My husband was contacted at the meeting that he was at on Friday morning, and told that Linda wasn't in Harrisburg anymore. She was in New Jersey, and he's like, what the heck's going on? And then he was down in Texas, and they let him hear about the news information. And so naturally he's all concerned and had to get back home again. And he flew in to the airport, and it was absolutely nobody there to take him anyplace. He finally got a ride by somebody, and everything was dark. The town was dark, and he had a metallic taste. And when I talk to my son, I'm the one that says, don't worry about that. It can't be radiation. You can't smell it, taste it, see it. Or, that's how naive I was. And very uninformed that there had even been a nuclear power plant in our backyard. It wasn't something I knew about. So I think that what happened was I stayed away for the 10, 14 days or something that we were kind of asked to do that. My husband stayed here working at the radio station, and we had to make a decision about what we were going to do, because at the time we were moving into going to build another house, and we needed not to be fearful of the accident as the reason why we would move. We needed to make a decision, the right decision about moving and a job opportunity that he had been given. So we decided that we would move, and we were never able to really move.
Oh, that's a shame.
Because then we couldn't sell the house here in Middletown.
No one wanted to buy
it. And also the people in Texas would say, well, you live in Middletown, you're not going to be able to sell your house. Well, you're not going to sign a contingency,
Wow.
And so we were about 3 months there. He was in Texas, and I was here with Scott. And it was a very learning, deep, for me, spiritual time of many, many tears, many concerns, not knowing what to do, wondering what I did to my child. And then there was the decision on my knees and turning to the Lord and asking for his help and his guidance. And I decided to move in a positive way and to find out what happened. And that's when I met up with the ladies from Concerned Mothers, and we ended up working with PAIN, People Against Nuclear Energy in Middletown, and through that organization, then the women got together because we were like marching. We were ready to...
It's probably therapeutic.
Yes, very therapeutic, and needed to know what was going on and how to keep our children, our families safe, and address an energy source that kind of blew our minds as to what it could do.
How many years have you been researching and working with the PAIN group and NRC and TMI? And
well, we went through the PAIN group for about 4 or 5 years because they had a psychological stress contention we brought before the Supreme Court. And after we lost that case, PAIN kind of went to the backgrounds in a sense. And Concerned Mothers, we were still at that time, I think it was like 2 years after the accident that we kind of started over a cup of coffee. Maybe it was even earlier than that. I'd have to get something out to find the dates. It's a long time ago. Okay. But I think that when we got started, we knew we had to work in a way that we would find out about what happened, but we would also move in a democratic way, letting our elected officials know how we felt. Requesting that they uphold the human life, the environment, and respect for humanity in a sense. And it was a positive way that we needed to move. We didn't want all the neggies because you can really get swamped down and you can't live your life. We were trying to take care of our families, address our husbands' needs, love our neighbors, and do all the things that you normally do. And you have this great big burden. It seems like that we were the people that had to do something about the issue. There's a fight or flight, and it's okay for both things. But for us, it was a need to move in a positive way and find out what had happened and what we could do.
Thank you so much.